Hi guys, DLP Jet Ski here. I'm working on a 2002 GTX DI. I've been working on this one for a while. I've been slowly but surely trying to get things going. A couple things with this one, and this is kind of one of those things where I just kind of want to share with you what works for me, and I was just give you some tips and ideas. Like I said, I don't claim in any way, shape, or form to be a good mechanic. I just like to turn wrenches on the side, working on a small engine, and just I got a stressful full-time job, and this is just something I like to do on the side. But I got this machine, didn't know what was wrong with it. Anyhow, had to put a new fuel pump in it, did all of that, and she fired right up. It's wow. Pretty easy fix. Anyhow, let it run on the hose for a little while. Obviously not very long at all, because I didn't want to burn anything up, carbon seals and etc. So I took it down to the river on a trailer, dropped it in the trailer, fired it up, and it wouldn't stay running. Brought it back here to the house, started tinkering with it, and the first thing I found was my boots. My boots right here. My intake boots that hooked to the throttle body, or hooked to your direct injection, was cracked and all busted up. So I took them out. As a matter of fact, just replaced them today. It's been sitting for a while. I've been busy with things, and but my biggest thing was it had this big exhaust in here. It goes from here, it loops way around. It just covers everything up. You can't see anything. I wanted to test my oil pump up here before I went any further. But let me tell you what I found. I noticed it wasn't running very well. So when I took the exhaust loose, in order to take the exhaust loose, I had to take the direct injection, and it sits on top. So you got fuel injectors that sit on top, air injectors, and you got an air pump down here that pumps air into the system, and then you got a fuel that pumps fuel into the system. And the mix has to be exactly right. If it's not right, it will not run correctly. And I figured that was my problem. But I wanted to just go ahead and go through the whole system. So, like I said, I replaced the boots, checked the reeds, everything in here is good. And then, of course, I was going to check my oil pump, but I just couldn't get to everything. So I started to take the exhaust loose. In order to do that, I took the fuel rail direct injection loose. And when I did, this is what I found. Got to look in and look here. My air injector was not at all hooked up. So I thought maybe by chance that I had just, while taking it apart, that I had accidentally maybe busted it loose, knocked the harness loose. But when I got it looking at the harness, look at that harness, guys, completely stopped up. So now I know that was one of my problems. That was probably the problem. I'm still going to treat it as if I don't know what's wrong with it. Like I said, I went through the fuel system, replaced some fuel lines, replaced the fuel pump, replaced the 2 injectors here, replaced some seals because it kept leaking on me. And when I got it to quit leaking, it would still fire up and run, but it would continue to leak. So, well, that's when I brought it to the water and dropped it in the water on the trailer, and it wouldn't stay running. And I couldn't figure it out. And well, I hadn't really messed with it a whole lot because things have been so busy. And that's when I decided just to go through the whole system, just take my time, step by step. And today, in that process, taking the exhaust off, I found that air injector completely not plugged up at all. And it has been that way. It's nothing that one thing I did is I did not take the air injectors out and clean them. I just took the fuel injectors out and ended up replacing them, actually. But that's it. That's part of my problem right there. So, just word to the wise when it comes down to working on these machines, regardless of what it is. Take your time. Go through step by step. Don't be in a rush. For me, this is a learning process. Some of this stuff, especially these DIs are very particular with the air and the fuel ratio mix has to be exact, or it's going to act up. That's what I thought I was fighting, because I had replaced some injectors, and I did not mess with the air because they look good. But what I did not notice last time I took them apart as it was unplugged. So just a word to the wise, take your time, step by step. You go through each system, your spark, your fuel, your air, make sure you have compression. Just do it step by step until you get it. And I really feel like I've found the problem, but I'm still gonna test my oil pump up here to make sure it's working before I put everything back together. And I go from there. But just a little bit of tidbit, a little bit of advice, if you will, about when you work on these things. Don't get frustrated. Take your time. They do get frustrating. They'll wear you out. On this machine itself, like I say, I had to replace the steering cable. I rebuilt the whole jet pump. And I was in the process of, going through everything else. I put a new battery in it. I said just all the things. I keep it on a charger. But like I said, she'll fire right up and run. But it was only running off of one cylinder. If it was running off the second one, it wasn't running well. And that's why it would not run well in the water, because it would just die out. So like I said, I went back to the drawing board, back to step one. Kind of here we are. So the words of the wise. Thank you so much for watching. Let's get a like and subscribe. If you find anything helpful on here, hey, I'm learning. Don't claim to know it all. Maybe you can comment and share some things to me that I can learn from you, and you can learn from me, etc., etc., etc. So thank you so much.